Hello, race fans, and welcome to Off Camber TV's coverage of the Sam Maxwell Customs ASRS Truck Series. Tonight we're coming to you live from the Canadian Tire Motorsport Park, also known as Mosport, for the running of the Fastlane Racing on 125K. It's going to be 34 laps on tap around this 2.46 mile road course, just a little bit north of the Boulder. And joining me tonight in the booth is going to be Katie Reed. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. I'm ready to get this race started. This is definitely going to throw a wrench in a couple of drivers' plans to kind of cruise until the chase starts here. So we're going to see what happens, see if these guys can hold on, because we're watching qualifying, and I'm seeing a lot of guys going off track here. I say that as Lee Staples goes off track. And this is an open qualifying session, so this is it's just constant racing around everybody. Everybody went out at the same time. Well, of course you're going to run into each other when you're qualifying, and unfortunate for a lot of people, as we see cars just constantly going off. We'll see how these guys can kind of keep it on track. And I hear we've got a little something special about halfway through the race that we didn't have for most of this season.
Yeah, we sure do. The midway point, I believe that's going to be about lap 17 tonight. They're going to throw a competition caution to try and bring these trucks back together and make it a little bit more of an even race there towards the end of the race. That's definitely it was a little controversial over in the driver's page, but hey, you know, you got to try something new, especially here at a road course, or else the race would get extremely boring.
Yeah, something tells me it's going to be controversial for people that are doing well, because right now I see a couple of guys that are really going to like that.
Yeah, definitely. Biggest news, as I see somebody just take their life right there. I don't know who that was in front of the 98, but they should not be allowed to race. That truck is done. Sam Maxwell, though, as we were riding with the 98, he has a lot. As long as he starts this race, takes the green flag, he will be locked in to the chase, the first one to do so mathematically. Alan Young right now sitting in P2, 20 points behind Maxwell, is looking pretty good. He's 55 points ahead of the cutoff line, who right now is a dead heat between Michael Atkins Jr. and Jonathan Holstein. Of course, Atkins Jr. will win the tiebreaker with the win. He got earlier this season at Dover. You got Jim Foose, who's just about 6 points ahead of Michael Atkins Jr. And he's got to put together a good race here in order to keep above that bubble, as well as Mitch Brown in 6th, Devin Serra 5th, and Jason Stewart in 4th. Those are definitely going to be the ones we're going to want to watch, you know, for the majority of the race. But also got to keep your eye on Tom Giannini at 33. He's only sitting about 12 points back. Mogard, the 01, Jared Mogard, that is, 13 back. And Kevin Mingus still mathematically has a shot to get in. Technically, Robbie Baskins and Pete Baskins do too. But they have a big hole
gonna need miracles.
to dig. Yeah, they have a big hole to dig out of as we're getting ready to wrap up qualifying here.
Yeah, I also want to mention that we're going to have an EOL starting here. The 49, Jake Douglas, did not pull his truck into the pit lane come meeting time, driver meeting time, and for that, he will be sent to the back no matter what his qualifying effort is.
And that's really going to take a lot of wind out of his sails. He's going to definitely be banking on the competition caution. He qualified 10th. So I hope we have a rolling start this time, because last year, as you remember, we created up Formula One style.
Yeah, a little bit. And don't get me wrong, that's exciting, but it also causes quite mayhem. These guys get set, checking out some of the qualifying efforts. And Wes, look who is up in the top spot.
Yeah. Nicholas Cohan, 57, returning to the series yet again. He seem to have changed that to highlighter yellow truck, preferring a blank white Yoda that he's going to be riding around in. Loud Pedal Motorsports, the team driver out of Nazareth, Pennsylvania. If I could get my tongue out of my way.
Yeah, he actually won his home race, the only race he's attempted this season at Pocono. Started first, finished first in his one and only race. So, for our fans out there that do not recognize his name, that is why. And we've had that happen a couple times this season. Seems people jump into the series and all of a sudden just run well. And there's a lot of competition in this series, so it's a little startling to some of these guys that someone comes in much like the 57 and much like the 93 has done it as well. So it's interesting that these guys can just jump in and compete here. We'll see what they can do this time around. Now the 57 has no chance of making the chase. That is quite obvious here, so we'll see how that impacts a lot of the chase drivers.
Yeah, definitely. Got about 10 more seconds until the qualifying session officially ends. I think there might have been a truck or two left out on a racetrack. Don't know if they got stranded or not, but
yeah, either way,
we're about ready.
We're gonna get going here, and I do want to mention every single driver here will qualify, will move forward. Only 32 drivers will be attempting this race as they start gridding up.
Yeah, and we actually have a pace car in front of the field this time, so we are not standing on the start here. And we're going to give you the starting grid here for the Fastlane Racing 125K. On the pole, if he would get there, is the 57 Nicholas Cohan, 18 Dominic Lee starting on the outside of row number 1. Tom Giannini in that 33 Best Buy Toyota is going to roll off in third. Points leader Sam Maxwell in the 98 Sam Maxwell Customs truck is going to roll off in fourth. Into 45 is Zach Calloway. A good qualifying effort out of him. Going to be the last driver in the top 5. 30 of Brad Cross is going to roll off in 6th. You got Devin Sarah in 7th. Michael Atkins Jr. in the 44 truck in 8th. Travis McQuiston in 9th. And Jake Douglas qualified 10th. Going to get the 10th pit stall, but going to take an EOL here at the beginning of the race. Michael Chobrook in 11th. Andy Diablo 12th. Jason Stewart in 13th. Lee Staples in the 64. Going to roll off in 14th. And 15th goes to the 42 of Jim Foose. Mitch Brown is going to roll off in 16th. 17th is Jonathan Holstein. Alan Young, normally a pretty decent qualifier. Going to start all the way back here in 18th. 19th is Edward Bray. And rounding out the top 20 is going to be Alex Geese. Jared Mogard going to roll off in 21st. 22nd goes to Trevor Brownlee. Jeremy Banning going to roll in 23rd. 24th goes to Chris Titus. Tim Knott is going to be in 25th. 26th, Scott Haller. Josh Siddon in 27th. Robbie Baskins, 28th. And Pete Baskins is going to roll off in 29th. Let me make sure that, we don't have the 43 in sim. So technically, Pete Baskins is going to roll off in 29th. Austin Fouch in 30th. And 31st is going to be the 89 of John Kennedy. Buhala is supposed to be the race admin, and the 57 is going to the back of the field. He might have received an EOL as well. Believe the word is he did not, because he didn't take any practice time. He's not going to be able to keep his spot, but he will be able to keep his position on pit road.
Interesting. Well, he'll be looking forward to that lap 17 caution.
Yeah, he sure will. I mean, one of the fastest trucks out here. Didn't beat out the fastest practice time. That was the 72 of Chobrook. About 4/10 faster than that qualifying time, but of course that could have been with some fuel taken out as well. They are allowed to come in before the competition caution and refuel and change tires. So yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting for that 57.
it's really going to come down to how fast he can get through the back end of this field. There's going to be a lot of backup here at this restart. A lot of guys going to be caught trying to stay on track here. He's got to dodge all of those cars, all those trucks, try to make it through as everyone's just getting caught up now to the pace car.
Yeah, coming down a very long backstretch here at Mosport. Going to be a very interesting race here, especially where they just came out of the keyhole down there. Is definitely one of the tightest turns on the track, and going to be one of the more important passing zones on the track as well, especially there and coming up to the last turn. We're going to hit in about another 4 corners here. They're getting ready to get the green flag. The pace car, the Porsche, is going to bring, actually it's the roof, I'm sorry. Going to bring him around. Tom Giannini going to lead him to the green flag. Green is out, and we are underway here at Mosport.
Yeah, right in the middle of the corner, Tom Giannini crossed the line first. 18 to his outside, going to go clear here. Can they get settled in? 98 making a great run on the inside of that corner.
And Zach Calloway already has damage to his rear end there. He's gonna touch the 20. He's gonna spin in front of the field here. That's not gonna be good. He's oh, somebody's flipping behind him. I'm trying to get eyes on that.
48 off track, 39
Lee
off track,
Staples.
3 off track.
Yeah, Lee Staples flipped coming down the hill there. He's driving backwards. I don't think he realizes where he is on the track.
Yeah, I'm not.
I don't know what he's doing, but it's
either way,
not all right.
Up at the front, Tom Giannini pulling away now. 18, putting some space between him and the 20, who has passed the 98 of Sam Maxwell. Devin Serra trying to secure his spot in the chase, moving up to the 3rd spot on track.
Yeah, just tucked in front of Sam Maxwell there. Maxwell a little bit late breaking there, but we do have a pretty big, pretty much single file all the way to right about the 12th, 13th position, I would believe, on track. But one truck that's in the middle of it all here, that 48, Mitch Brown, fighting Tim Knott to his outside, going to take over that position. And Tim Knott under attack by Zach Calloway now. Now looks like, yeah, Calloway's still going to try to take it to the inside here, or the right side, I should say. There is no inside or outside on a road course.
Yeah, remember Zach qualified 5th tonight. He's fallen all the way back to the 22nd, now 21st position, making that pass on the 41. And there he goes off track again. This is going to be a really tricky corner throughout tonight. We see a lot of drivers over driving that corner, going off track to the right mostly. You see him try to get back on track, try to get his truck back under. But someone that has been moving up through the field, we mentioned the 57 of Nicholas Kohan, qualified in the top spot with the EOL, went to the back of the pack and made it all the way up to the 18th position.
Yeah, looking pretty good. Tucked in behind that 04, Trevor Brownlee. Had a little bit of trouble back there with 77 getting loose going out of the keyhole. Mitch Brown's going to go around him in the 48. Yeah, getting back to Kohan. He's pretty much tearing through this field. He's almost halfway through it now, trying to get around that 04 in front of him. Jared Mogard as well, another mover. He's moved up about 6 spots since he dropped the green flag. And a lot of these trucks are just now completing lap 2.
Yeah, I want to focus back up on our leader here because he has a new truck behind him in second. That is the 20 of Devin Serra as he made the pass on the 18. He is easily closing down on the 33 of Tom Giannini. Tom up there has led every lap so far, and Devin Serra's trying to change that fact. He's trying to reach him. Ooh, the 33 going sideways through the corner.
Yeah, that 20, gonna keep the lead battle, but that 20 though, this season has had some of the worst luck. Took the pole at Kansas, got wrecked coming out of the pits, trying to get onto the pace lap. Finished second a couple of times here in the last couple of weeks. He's looking to try and take that checkered flag and put himself to the better going towards the chase. And go on board with the 20 as he's chasing down that Best Buy Toyota of Tom Giannini right in front of him. That's the fastest part of the track. Heavy braking, bring it back down to about 100 mile an hour into the S's here before they hit the front stretch. And Devin's making a good move. He's to the left side. He's going to take the lead at the stripe.
Yeah, that pass was extremely easy. Tom Janini knows it's not worth battling right now. He's seen Devin coming. He knows what's going on. Devin taking that top spot. Worth mentioning, Devin has finished second 3 times this season. He knows he wants that win. He desperately wants it. He doesn't need it, and that's most important. He does not need it, but being up front, he'll dodge any wrecks that might happen out back with all those drivers close together trying to get through these corners here. So Devin setting himself up for a great race.
Yeah, it definitely is. Back here, Dominic Lee starting to catch up with our 2 leaders as well as they're navigating the way through the keyhole down here. But look at who is in 4th. Brad Cross up 2 positions since he dropped the green flag all over the bumper of that 18.
Yeah, Brad Cross is actually in an even better position in points than Devin Sarah. So Brad doing a great job trying to secure him spot. It's one of those drivers that is not mathematically locked in yet, but is pretty much locked in. He can take it easy as long as he doesn't finish last every race. And of course he needs Jonathan Holstein and Michael Atkins Jr., who are on the bubble, to have not so great races.
Speaking of which, let's check in with our bubble drivers. 14 right now, sitting in position number 8. Got a new special paint scheme on this week. I know in our last broadcast he did mention that his stepmother-in-law, she ended up passing away. Thoughts go out to Michael and his family and everything, and he's got her on the hood here tonight, so hopefully he can put together a solid effort.
Yeah, doing a great job so far. The 44 of Michael Atkins right there in front of the 49 of Jake Douglas. Jake Douglas also started in the back out of EOL, so he's moving up through the field extremely well.
I'm going to check in on another bubble driver right now.
He's
kind of
in front of him.
Oh, never mind.
That is the 93 of Travis McQuiston. He's just going to go ahead and tow it back to the pit lane here, not even try to drive it back. That is definitely his choice there.
I'm going to give you a quick replay of that. I'm going to go. Yeah, just got back into the gas just a little bit too much. Hard into that right side wall. And that's going to pretty much put an end to his night as he has disconnected. So number 93 out of the race.
Yeah, although Travis has been putting on good shows, he is not competing for a spot in the chase. So staying later than he needs to with a wrecked truck is really probably best. So, he doesn't get back and slow people down.
Yeah, we got a 3-truck battle for second right now. Giannini has a spot. The 18 of Dominic Lee trying everything he can to muscle his way around that 33. And Brad Cross is all over the bumper of the 18. This is going to be pretty interesting heading into the keyhole. A little bit of late braking from that 30. Pull right up onto the bumper of the 18. Rolling through that tight right-hander. Giannini's going to have a good run off the turn.
Yeah, a great run off the turn. While you guys are watching that, I want to jump back. Oh, good thing I did. 70 of Jonathan Holstein just tapped the back of the bumper of the 42, and the 42 coming back on him, trying to have a little bit of fun with each other right now. 70.
48 turning 24 behind him.
Yeah, that corner has been very bad for drivers in front. I can tell you that much. 70 though, up to the 13th spot. He is on the bubble, tied in points with Michael Atkins Jr. We just highlighted him. And so it comes down to win for the tiebreaker. And right now, Michael Atkins Jr. has that. So Jonathan Holstein really needs to beat Michael every race until the chase starts.
And look who's behind that 70, the 01 of Mogard. A little loose coming off in the final turn, as the 70 is too. But just for reference, Jim Fu started that lap in 11th. All the way back to 16th because of the move in the keyhole.
Yeah, one of the drivers
that
passed him is that 57.
Andy
yeah, that
Diablo.
is a 97, I believe.
at 97, Andy Diablo off on the downhill left-hander. Pretty much, I think they call it turn 3, but it looks like turn 2, to be honest with you.
Yeah. All the turns on this long road course here. Every lap taking about a minute and a half for these drivers, so it's not the shortest one. To note, yeah, I'm looking at the 33 of Tom Janini, slowly gaining some speed on the 20 of Devin Sarah. I don't think Devin has had his best lap this last time by.
I believe there was problems with Sam Maxwell. 72 of Michael Chobrock has got around him, setting the sights on the 30 of Brad Cross. They're going to hit the line right here. Yeah, moved to 72 into the 5th position, cracking the top 5 for the first time today.
Yeah, doing a good job. Started 11th, so immediately got into the top 10 there and has now entered the top 5.
Tell you another impressive drive we have going on right now. That one, Jason Stewart, 4th seed in the championship right now, coming into this race all the way up to the 8th spot, and just 2 positions behind him. You don't mess with the Kohan. The 57 has already cracked the top 10. We're only 8 laps into this race and passed the 04 as the 04 messed up that turn right there.
Yeah, the 04, that is this Trevor Brownlee, and he qualified 22nd, has made it up to 9th, so he's having a very good run. He's just got to keep hold of that truck, I say, as he gets a little more sideways with 49 behind him. Jake Douglas trying to make the pass to 04, giving him a little bit of a block to move to the inside because that is going to be the better lane into this corner.
Yeah, it sure is. That unsponsored 04. Let's see, Brownlee on BA Motorsports. Going to have the Duralast truck of Jake Douglas try to drive around the left side. They're going to be side by side coming into turn 8 and turn 9. Oh, they touch. 04 a little loose. They both collect it, and they're going to get off of the final corner here. Jake Douglas still all over the back bumper of Brownlee.
Yeah, they're mixing it up a little bit here, trying to take that spot from each other, and it looks like the 49 luckily let the 04 kind of catch his truck, because if not, that would have been a disaster for both of them.
Oh, not a good passing zone here. Brownlee's going to go wide into the grass. He might hit the tire barrier here. He's going to get it slowed down and save it, but he's got to make sure that he doesn't get into the dirt there. 15, Jeremy Banning was also off behind him. Jim Foose trying to get around him in that twisted T, 42. Quaker State 15 on the right side, Jim Foose on the left. Another downhill braking zone here, and Jim Foose is going to get the spot behind him. Alex Keese has a good run on him, almost into the back of 15. That's a freight train heading into the keyhole.
Yeah, that 15 was a pinball in the middle of those 2 trucks. He's going to end up losing 3 spots there. Last car passing the 48 of Mitch Brown. Mitch trying to compete for a spot in the chase.
Yeah, he's basically, him and Alan Young are the lowest running chasers right now. Alan Young at 20th, Mitch Brown 18th. Make that 17th with that pass on the 15. But, yeah, they're going to have a lot better night than that.
Yeah, especially with Michael Atkins Jr. on the bubble in the 7th position. So really got to get to it. Now he's got one of the drivers he needs to beat in front of him, the 70, so he needs to stay close to him, not let the 70 get too far away.
Yeah, just wow. Believing that the leaders are caught a little bit of lap traffic here. The 5 of Scott Holler getting put a couple of laps down here. The 39 of Josh Siddon as well.
Ooh.
Back here, way off. That was in front of the 72 and the 98 as well.
Yeah, that was exciting. He had to squeeze through a couple of cars there to try and keep his truck clean, and he did. Great job by the 72. Mike Probach doing an amazing job up to the 4th position, having a really, really, really good race right now, trying to keep that truck clean. The 98 trying to keep up with them. Sam Maxwell, as we mentioned, he has locked himself into the chase, so he really has nothing to lose, to try and keep it clean, and then maybe kind of steal him another win tonight.
Yeah, that would be impressive. What else is impressive right now? That 20 Devin Sarah out to almost a 4-second advantage got a truck off in front of him. I couldn't tell who that was, and they immediately went to the garage area right then, or to the pit lane, took a tow. But
that was the 58 of Austin Fouch that was sitting right there.
Yeah, Fouch 4 laps down already in 29th position. Lee Staples still on pit lane after he had a wild ride in that LA Sim Sport.
97. Andy Diablo went off track. I apologize. That was crazy. Kind of hit the grass a little bit, shook his truck, but he made it back on track. Keep going. He's in the 11th position.
Yeah, he's been very quiet all season long. Really, that 97 has. He's had a couple of good runs. Hasn't really made a lot of noises. He's going to slide him out of the first turn of the keyhole into the second right-hander. But still, good run from him right now. He was 11th before that incident. He may have lost. No, I think he stayed in front of Brownlee there, so maintained
he did a good job.
position.
He actually poked his right rear tire on the dirt. Kind of had a little bit of dirt track experience there. Kind of twisted his truck just enough sideways to snap it back and get it right back under speed. Lost a little bit of speed, but not enough to lose a spot. So very well done.
And John Kennedy, the 98 truck, just went a lap down to our race leader, Devin Sarah, working lap number 12. That means we have 5 to go next time by till the competition caution at lap 17.
Yeah, we've been highlighting him a little bit throughout the night. I want to spotlight him again, and that is the 57 of Nicholas Cohan, doing a great job. He's moved all the way up to the 8th position, and I highlight him because we are moving into that, this is the 5, gets a little loose in front of him, so I got a little distracted there. As the, a spin behind him as well. Not quite sure. Oh, that was the 49 of Jake Douglas. Jake in the 10th spot. Sorry, get a little distracted when trucks are spinning in my frame of view. But either way, the 57 of Nicholas Cohan, he's doing a great job. I'm highlighting him because that caution is going to come here in about 4 laps, and that's going to be extremely important because the 57 pretty much has worked his way through most of the field. And so when that caution comes out, he's going to be set up pretty well if he can dodge any wrecks that might happen in front of him and try to make it up to that top spot. And that's important because the 20 of Devin Sarah currently holds that. And Devin, although doesn't need a win, but he's trying to have a good run to lock himself into the chase.
Yeah, he definitely needs that good run to solidify that spot. While we were talking about 57, he is running almost a whole second faster than our leader is right now, and our leader is pulling away from the rest of the field. So this competition caution is going to work out for Cohan so good. That,
yeah, if he can just pass a few more drivers, but unfortunately right now, the next driver in front of him is the 44 of Michael Atkins Jr., and he is about 3 seconds in front of him. So he's got a lot of time to make up in between now and the time the caution comes out. I don't see him doing it right now, but we'll see. We'll see. It's gonna be good. Watching the 04 right now. Trevor Brownlee competing with that 97. They were sideways through that corner. The 97 having a better run out of it. Gonna keep that spot for now in the 11th position. Trevor trying to pick up any spots he can. He lost a few in the last few laps. Currently sitting in the 12th position.
Yeah, this 97 got off in the keyhole and had to back his way back towards Brownlee. Brownlee looking to take over that spot. We do have a truck hitting pit lane. That is the 98 John Kennedy lap down car in the 27th position. Maybe trying to make up some kind of time on pit by pitting early. Don't know what the thought process was behind that, but he's going to have to hope that Holler and Sidden also come in and pit as well.
He was already losing quite a bit of time to almost everyone around him, unfortunately. So bringing it in, not really that much of a risk, but very well done. Maybe he can think to stay out when this competition caution comes.
Well, big development here. The 72. He's behind the 44 right now. Don't know what happened to him, but he must have had a little bit of issue there because Brad Cross and Michael Atkins Jr. got around him, and they have Nicholas Cohan right behind them as well.
Yeah, the 72 has, ooh, is that the 30? The 30 of Brad Cross. Oh, the 33, Tom Giannini.
Oh,
Fun
Giannini's
on the front
around.
stretch.
Wow. Giannini did not need that. That's probably going to dash his championship hopes unless he can pull together a good race.
Yeah,
Old tires and got on the gas just a little bit too much. But he is recovered. He's in front of Jake Douglas right now, so that's right around the 10th position. Might as well chalk him up for 8th. That should be the pass for 8th. So Jason Stewart looking to take over that 9th spot from the 33.
Yeah, I'm looking at the 30 coming out of pit lane here. Going to go side by side with the 77 in that first corner, trying to compete with the 15 behind him as well. Brad Cross taking that the 5 slow out of that corner, taking a pit stop here, so he absolutely will stay out during this competition caution. I'm wondering if that might be the strategy to play here. If a lot of drivers start to come in, all those drivers pitting under caution are going to have to start behind these guys.
And we're should be getting ready to take the white flag we have with our leader. Our leader's already coming out of turn number 1. Dominic Lee and Sam Maxwell, 2nd and 3rd behind him. Maxwell's getting to the 18 right now. Only a couple of tenths separate them, going down into the sweeping left-hander downhill that's been plaguing a lot of drivers here tonight.
Yeah, I'll tell you who it is not plaguing, and that's the 57 of Nicholas Cohan. He's trying to get to the back bumper. That's 72, and he looks like he's going to be able to do it. He's gaining so much time through these corners. He's already passed the 44 of Michael Atkins Jr., really trying to set himself up. I see more drivers entering pit lane here. The 04, 25. A lot of drivers really considering pitting. What was the 01? Makes a 3-wide pass on the front stretch. A little risky there. Although we are used to the 01 having some risky moves in this series.
And to say he's a little twitchy.
Yeah, a little bit. Oh, the 77 off track. Losing some spots here. Telling you, that corner has just been murdering these guys. They're not able to brake quick enough, and they just go flying off.
Second place into the pits. Dominic Lee, the 18, hits pit road. And Devin, our leader, has came in too. That's going to give Sam Maxwell the temporary lead.
72, 57 in as well, back behind him. 4th and 5th.
Everybody looks like they're going to be pitting. The 44 is continuing on, I believe. The 49 as well. Giannini is in. Jason Stewart is in. Man, good Lord, that's a gap between 9th and 10th.
Yeah, you can see the gap even between 1st and 5th. Devin Serra was leaving the pits while the 57 of Michael Cohan was just pulling into his. So a big lead. Oh, the 72 beats the 57 off pit lane. And coming around them is the 70 of Jonathan Holstein. Jonathan moving into the 6th position temporarily. He will have to pit once the caution comes out.
70, 24, the 45 Callaway, 97 of Diablo, all stayed out. We should be getting the yellow flag as soon as they complete this lap. Looking for Sam Maxwell to hit the start-finish line. And he's going to pit. They probably should have clarified the rules like they did.
Yeah, I was just
for the
thinking, if
stages.
they would have made this illegal to pit 2 laps before the caution, none of these guys would have been able to come in. Or they would have come in a little bit sooner, maybe put it that way. But Sam Maxwell literally coming across the line to complete lap 17 and has made his pit stop.
Yeah, 44 out to the point right now. Michael Atkins Jr. We're still under green.
Yeah, I think he's going to wait for everyone to cross the line. Everyone on the lead lap, that is. To cross the line.
Caution's out.
There we go.
Competition caution, lap 17.
Yeah, Sam Maxwell coming off of pit lane in 4th, I believe. Looking now, yes, that is correct. Sam Maxwell will be off 4th after making that pit stop. Nicely timed. Devin Sarah, after making his pit stop, up to 3rd, so the top 2 will pit here. Devin Sarah will immediately get that spot back, and Sam Maxwell timing it out perfectly to gain some positions here. That was incredible. I don't know where that came from. Very, very smartly done by him. Looking back, Dominic Lee in the 5th position. Jonathan Holstein in 6th. He will have to pit. Krobach off in 7th. He pit as well with the 57 of Kohan, who's also pitted. So we'll see half of these drivers pit, half of these drivers stay out. 24 goes off track. Alan Young. Couple drivers behind him stacking up. Caution is out. These drivers will have to slow down here, trying to catch up to each other. Michael Atkins Jr. just now catching the pace car.
Development.
Oh.
The 20 of Devin Sarah has blown up.
Oh my goodness.
The 20 truck has just blown up. The dominant truck in the first half of this race is not going to be able to continue here tonight.
And his woes continue. Man, he just cannot catch a break, it seems, after having one of the best cars again. Drivers just learning what happened to the 20. They can't believe it as well.
I'm completely flabbergasted right now. I don't know what to think about that. Maybe a downshift. Don't know why that would happen, but wow.
Yeah, 27 points. 27 points behind or in front of the cutoff, I might say. That's even more important that he needed to finish this race. If not up front, definitely in the top 10, top 15. That's going to put even more focus up on the 44 right now. Michael Atkins Jr. in the 70. Jonathan Holstein both staying out. So they're going to be right on the same schedule with each other. They both need to have great runs because that really, really messes with the 20. The 20 is going to have to go 2 weeks from now and have a great run to get in that chase.
Yeah, definitely. Wow. Well, as we're approaching the start-finish line here, we will see some of these trucks come into the pit. Should see the 44, I believe the 49 as well. I believe everybody else, besides maybe the 70, the 24, the 97, are really the main ones we should see come into the pit lane. And the 98 points leader back to the point on what has turned out to just be a crazy turn of events there at the end.
Yeah, we thought the competition caution was going to be the controversial one, but really the 20 blowing up, that's incredible. We never could have predicted that. Man, he was pulling away. He was having such a great run. And now that I'm looking at it, I don't know how anyone is going to be able to hold off that 57.
Yeah, Kohan going to be in the 3rd position, I believe, or 4th. Should be 4th.
Yeah, going to be 4th here on the restart after drivers have come into the pits here.
All right, well, let's try to get us, I believe the 44 has sped on pit road. The 49 just went around him. He's very slow, and he is letting all of these trucks by. Michael Atkins Jr. speeding on pit road.
Yeah, this is insane. All of the drivers right around that bubble having issues all of a sudden. We gotta be careful here, and that helps.
Holstein.
Yeah, Jonathan Holstein was just about to say that. Who is about to make the pass under caution here because of that penalty. And this is incredible.
It's nuts. The 3 of Is that Pete? Yeah, that's Pete Baskins. And he decided to do a little bit of impromptu lawn maintenance there in Keyhole.
He wouldn't be the first driver we've seen go off track during the caution.
All right. Well, I think we're gonna go ahead and bring in a driver. See if we can dial up somebody. See if we can't get the. Let's try the 42, and then we might try and see if we can get another one in here before we go back to green flag racing.
Hey, Jim Foose, you got us?
I got you guys.
Fantastic, man. We'll talk about your race. You've started to pick up some pace here. Qualified up in the 15th position. You're currently sitting 8th. What does it look like for you?
Well, the Twisted T Chevy feels pretty good here. They're sending me to the outside lane for the restart. Twisted T Chevy's really good. I mean, this is probably the best road course truck I've ever had. So I'm actually quite happy with it.
Fantastic.
All right.
You're doing a great job. I want to ask you one more question. Coming here to the restart, what do you expect? Are you going to try a certain strategy here or just go all out, try to get as many spots as you can?
Yeah, I think we're going to take the conservative route here. There's going to be some action on the restart, I think, ahead of us. And as the race goes, I think that the intensity is going to pick up. So we're just kind of hoping that some trucks go off the track, get a little bit of damage, and maybe we can get the Twisted T Chevy either a really, really good finish, or if we're that lucky, maybe victory lane.
All right, 10-4. Well, thanks for coming in, letting us invade your helmet there for a couple of seconds. Good luck on the rest of the race here, bud.
Thanks, guys. We definitely need a good run tonight.
All right, and that was Jim Foose in the Twisted T Chevy, number 42. Going to restart in the 8th position. Wow. What? This, I don't know what's happened. I think we stepped into like the Twilight Zone, man.
Yeah, a little bit. Well, look, here's what it looks like. 98's going to be your winner, or your leader. Not yet. Not yet. He's going to be your leader across the line, as the 18's going to be to his outside for that first corner. But we're really going to have to keep an eye on the second driver in that outside lane, and that is going to be the 57 of Nicholas Cohan. He's really going to be the wild card here. He qualified up first, has been running easily the best laps. Can he get past these few drivers and capture that second win in his second race?
All right, well, we're going to have 13 laps to go. When we hit the start and finish line, who's going to be the lucky one here? Dan Maxwell is going to have control of the field. As we know, the green flag drops in the middle of the final turn there, exiting the S's here. There's the pace car. There's the green flag. Back underway. 72, Smith, 18 into the wall. Big wreck. Big wreck.
Yep, caution is not out. They've got to get through this.
Yeah.
Truck's completely stacking up. That one has to get going here. He is in the chase. He cannot lose that many positions. Up in front of him looks like the 18. 18 is very slow here.
Yeah, he's pretty much done, and I believe our marshal has well, he's got really bad internet issues, but I'm thinking he's grabbing a hot dog somewhere. Just wow, I mean, huge wreck.
Yeah,
right
a lot
there.
of drivers taking some damage. They're trying to get through that wreck. We just talked to Jim Foose. He picked up a few spots from that wreck, trying to move up to the 6th position. But up front, someone that made up 2 spots in that first corner because of that, that is Nicholas Cohan moving up to the back bumper of that 98, trying to catch him here on the backstretch. And he is doing a great job trying to take that last spot here. But man, that was an incredible wreck there.
Yeah, just I don't know what happened. 18's coming down, 57 trying to keep on the rumble strip, and
yeah, look at this bundle back here.
Wow.
49, 3, 89, 72. The 58 is causing a little bit of a traffic jam there. Austin Fouch trying to make up as many laps as he can after having a difficult race so far. 72, Michael Krobach was in the top 4 on that restart, all the way back to 17th position.
Big, huge Jacob in the running order there. Michael Atkins Jr., though, back up to the 13th position. He's got a lot of ground to cover up. He's just lost it to Chris Titus into him.
Oh,
There's
Chris on his hood.
Staple? No, 20, it was 25,
Titus.
and
Yeah.
I was trying to get who the red truck was. Is that the 66? No.
I believe that was the 64 of Lee Staples. You were correct.
Okay.
The 64 kind of came in there and cleaned the 44 off track and then took the 25 out.
Yeah,
So that was a
44 is
massive wreck.
smoking.
44 is, yeah, you were correct. I was just about to say that. He was heavily smoking after that incident, trying to catch up. The 64 really smoking now. I think from that wreck, the 64 probably took out an engine. It's just catching up to him.
Yeah, 44 is going to be lucky if he can make it back around. He's extremely down on power. But looking towards the leader here, as the Bubble Boys have been in a world of hurt. The one of Jason Stewart's going to go down a lap here. Probably had to pit for a meatball flag incurred in the calamity caused by the 57 and the 18 getting together on the restart.
Yeah, but you cannot give up if you are the one. You are currently trying to get into the chase of these two drivers battling up in front of them. The 98 still holds that top spot. The one has to keep to it because he cannot lose a lot of spots here. He really cannot afford to, especially with Jonathan Holstein and Michael Atkins Jr. really coming on at the end of this race, trying to pick up those last positions as well.
Well, Atkins Jr. is on pit lane because he's got a blown motor.
Oh my goodness, yeah, of course.
From that wreck that we just watched a couple laps ago. Let's see, where did Jeremy Banning come from? He's in third.
Well, I'll tell you, he came from the 23rd position on the qualifying effort there, all the way up to the third position. He has actually bounced around. He's been up pretty high in this race, but unfortunately had a mistake about halfway through and he lost his truck, went off track a little bit, and that's what cost him a few positions, but he's coming back to it, trying to take that, has taken that third position.
44 has got some damage fixed. He's back on the racing surface in front of our leaders now. Sam Maxwell going to try to navigate around the 44 down the hill. Not exactly the perfect place to pass there, but both of the front runners are going to get around him clean into the sharp right-hander there.
Yeah, for anyone not familiar with the 15 of Jeremy Bannon, he has only won one race this season, and that was at Bristol, finishing 20th there. So this would easily be his best finish of this season in his second race, doing a great job back behind him as the 24 of Alan Young trying to pick up some spots for himself.
Yeah, see, he's pretty solidly into the chase. As long as he finishes this race, he should be locked in for next week, or 2 weeks time from today, when we go to Chicagoland to wrap up the regular season. But he's all over the back bumper of that 15 as the front two still all over each other's bumper up there.
Yeah, I really thought that 57 was going to jump up and just absolutely steal that last spot. I mean, I thought it was going to be no competition, but look, the 98 of Sam Maxwell, he's hungry. He's trying to get himself another win before the chase, so he's hanging on there quite nicely, trying to get that second win of the season. And this is how you do it. 9 laps to go right now. Still plenty of time on the racetrack, but that 57, man, he is sticking with him.
Yeah, it sure is. Sam Maxwell, winner at Bristol from 2 weeks ago. Of course, we had an off week. Trying to find some more battles so we're not just paying attention up here to these two guys, even though it's a decent battle. We're still waiting for Kohan to make that move. Banning and Young, though, back here trying to get around the lap traffic up in 44. Michael Atkins Jr. all the way back into the 18th position.
Yeah, I got a battle for you at the 45. Side by side with the 97 of Andy Diablo, who was getting sideways as I said his name The 45 just making the pass on the 97 up in front of him. The 41 of Tim Knott, that is not for position. The 45 trying to recover after he took heavy damage early on, went off track a little bit. Has now got a clean truck. Catch up, make up some positions here.
We have lost the 33 of Tom Giannini. The Best Buy Toyota has retired from the race.
The 04 just took out the 30 of Brad Cross. The 45 getting involved. I don't know what happened with that 04 of Trevor Brownlee as the 45 is spun in the next corner. Both those trucks have to get turned around here, and that's a big loss for the 30 of Brad Cross here.
Wow.
Tons of damage.
Yeah, don't know if the 04 was just trying to follow the 41 or what was happening there. I mean, Tim Knott's a lap down car, you know, racing with a lead lap car, and the 04, I guess, tried to follow suit and maybe used a 41 as a pick to get to the inside or the right side of Brad Cross.
Yeah,
but
that was
wow.
just all the 04 from start to finish. I don't know what happened there. It's absolute mayhem. Well, the 45 has to come in with the damage he sustained. 30 is in as well. 39 coming in front of him. That is a lap down driver.
And 04 Trevor Brownlee is smoking after that one. Staying on the track, I believe he's going to run it until she blows up.
Well, that's exactly why the one of Jason Stewart, drivers like him, the 44 of Michael Atkins Jr., they really need to stick to this race here, because drivers like that having major incidents, blowing up their engines, they will not be able to make up any laps. So these drivers may be slow, but they are turning laps right now. That's exactly what they need to do, try to keep those positions. Ooh, got a battle up front. A 57 trying to take it side by side with a 98. 98 had such a good run off that corner, though. Able to clear him. Oh, shaking his, yep, 98's off.
And wheel hopped a little bit getting into the keyhole. I believe that is going to put the nail in the coffin, though. Nick Cohan off to the races now down the backstretch.
Well, sorry, behind him, the 24, making the exact same pass. I mean, the exact same pass that the 57 made on the 98, the 15 in the front spot, going off track a little bit, and the car behind him making a very clean pass. But I believe you are right, Wes. I think that the 57 is gone. I think the 57 was just trying to conserve some tires there. That was the battle with the 5 up front, trying to put him down another lap. 98, though, still having a great run. 98 didn't need to have a stellar run, needed to just cruise, and look, he's doing a fantastic job. Going to get him even more points, as if he wasn't locked in already.
You know who else is having a good run? I'm looking back here in 8th, 66 of Edward Bray, almost to the bumper of the 70. As I say that, he's going into the tire barrier. Commentator's curse. I'm sorry, bud. Three top 10s on the year, and you know, having a good run due to a lot of people's misfortune there on that restart after the competition caution. I know the Facebook going to be filled with drama on that one.
Yeah, and I want to highlight someone in the chase, currently trying to compete for a spot in the chase. Right now he holds that 6th position. That is Mitch Brown. On the racetrack, he is placed 13th. He's trying to hold on. He's been involved in a couple of incidents as, the 3, Pete Baskets, giving a little spin up in front of him, able to catch his truck. That's going to help the 48 try to catch him, take that last spot. The 48 is the last driver on the lead lap right now in 13th. Right now, Mitch Brown really likes to see what's going on around him. Up in points in front of him, Devin Serra in the 5th position. Out, the 1 of Jason Stewart involved in that wreck. He is currently losing a lot of positions as he is 1 lap down. The 1 in front, the 30 of Brad Cross, he takes that spot from Pete Baskins. The 30 of Brad Cross also having a negative race as he got involved in that wreck, not of his doing, from Trevor Brownlee. But the 48 having a good showing, even though he's not in a top spot right now. All the drivers around him, all the drivers in front of him, having even worse nights.
Yeah, and that just goes to show these road courses just a 100% battle of attrition here. Robbie Baskin's actually having a pretty decent run tonight as well. Couple of top fives on the season, 6 top 10 finishes, coming off of a good run at Bristol where he finished 8th, running in that 10th position. I know he had a lot of bad, pretty much a 3-week strain of bad luck from Kentucky, Pocono, and Michigan earlier in the season, and may have missed a couple of races as well, but he's having a good run now.
Sorry, had a driver off track. That was the 39 of Josh Sidon. Sorry, I'm not quite sure how to pronounce his last name. The 01, Jared Bogart, trying to catch up to him, make that pass. Has got a little bit of a battle up in front of him. I don't think that is for position. It's the 44 of Michael Adkins Jr. and the 49 of Jake Douglas, both of them on separate laps. 44 is 1 lap down, Jake Douglas 2 laps down.
Mogard makes his way up, and Mogard makes his way around the lapper as Holstein's trying to do the same thing here, getting around to 39. I believe the 64 has finally decided to pull that thing into pit lane because he was having a barbecue there on the hood of that truck. Pretty much all the front runners are pretty much strung apart. They're just facing a lot of lap traffic as we have over half the field at least 1 lap down as we are coming next time by to 3 to go.
Yeah, really starting to close down this race, and I'm going through the top 10 right now, looking at these drivers' trucks, and I mean, with the exception of maybe Sam Maxwell and possibly the 24 of Alan Young, we've got a lot of drivers in the top 10. As Jared Mogart trying to get that pass on the 44, that again is not for position, but either way, doing great. As Jared Mogart currently sits in the 6th position. Just a lot of damage throughout the field tonight.
You know, with all of this calamity that's happened to a lot of the Bubble Boys here tonight, especially Michael Atkins Jr. right now, he's gotten the worst of it so far, but he is back up into 14th. Mogard's making a pretty good point stay on him, though. He's going to gain 8 points out of the 13 that he needs to overtake the 44 car. Giannini, though, his hopes to making a chase are going to be dashed here tonight. He's back there in 24th, probably going to go maybe back to 25th or 26th. And again, commentator's curse. I need to stop talking about people completely.
Yeah, unfortunately, when we highlight some of these guys, they've been having a good race, and then all of a sudden, just superstition comes out, and something happens to them.
Okay, well, the battle for the lead has closed. 2 laps to go. Maxwell is trying to get back to the rear bumper of that 57. So Kohan's not pulling away like I was expecting him to. But he has gotten the gap down to under a second.
Yeah, an incredible run here. I'm not quite sure if the 98 was just playing and saving his tires all along, as the 57 getting a little loose out of that last corner. 98 is starting to catch him.
The 04 Trevor Brownlee has retired. These leaders are catching up on the 48 of Mitch Brown. Now, I don't know if they're going to be able to get to him. They are on the same straightaway on the back side of the course. But I don't know. I just wish there was something more going on here. That's just the beauty of road racing, right?
Yeah, I don't think I've seen a run like Nicholas Kohan has had in this series ever before. He just comes really out of nowhere and wins his first race in the season, and now in his second race of the season looks like he might win again.
White flag for that 57 truck. Last lap here at Mosport. Sam Maxwell going to have to throw everything he's got into trying to get this win. I mean, that's all he's racing for right now is a W. And Right now, Kohan is laying it on. Got a truck off, and right there, that's the 89. Going to keep off so our leaders can race. Top two at the stripe put 15-second gap on third place, Alan Young. 17 seconds back to Jeremy Banning. Alex Geese is 31 seconds back in fifth. But here comes Maxwell.
Top 5 drivers trying their best, but they're really just so spread out right now. That wreck on that restart really hurt the back end of the field. These drivers were just able to escape. They were able to get away. Those at the front, because of that, look at the 57.
Yep, coming through the S's for the final time tonight. Maxwell going to throw everything but the kitchen sink at him to no avail. Nicholas Kohan is going to win here at Mosport.
Yeah, you ask yourself, could the 98 have called him back? You know, if he had a few more laps, but really, Nicholas Kohan just having the truck to beat. He wasn't in the top spot the whole night. He only led 7 laps. In fact, Sam Maxwell led more laps than him, but that was not of his doing. Took an EOL. Not quite sure what happened there, but either way, started in the back of the field, came all the way through, able to pass every single car on track, and has made it his second win in that many races.
And Bubba Boy Jonathan Holstein just crossing the stripe to finish in 7th. But we do have a good battle. Jim Foose got around the 66 for 8th. And here comes Robbie Baskins. So Jim Foose going to finish in 8th. Edward Bray 9th and Robbie Baskins in 10th. Andy Diablo in 11th. Unfortunately, is still on the back half of the track. Mitch Brown got around him as well. Looks like Mitch is going to secure that 11th spot. Trying to work around his teammate or friend here in Jason Stewart, who's going to bring it home in 16th. Still a respectable day for him after getting caught up in that big junk.
Yeah, not nearly as bad as it could have been. That's for sure. And that's exactly why he was still running, even though he was a little slow. Still running, because we saw how many drivers had to drop out at the end of the race because of an incident there. So very well done by the one of Jason Stewart and the 48 coming across the line with him there. Mitch Brown finishing in the 12th position.
All right, 2 for 2. Here comes Kohan to do a little bit of celebrating on the front stretch here.
Yeah, see what he can do here on the road course. With these road courses, you don't have nearly as much room right on the front stretch most of the time to do your burnouts, but see what he can do here. It's a very well run race for him. He was very clearly the fastest driver at the back end of the field here, and that 20 I think really was the only driver that could compete with him. It seemed Devin Serra after the speed he was putting down, but really unfortunate as the 20 blew an engine halfway through this race.
Still can't believe it. We should get your results here momentarily.
Yeah, and unfortunately, you have to ask yourself, you know, if the caution hadn't come out, what would have happened? Unfortunately, we'll never know.
Yep, that's not going to be in the cards tonight, but here are your unofficial results for the Fastlane Racing 125K here at Mosport. Nicholas Kohan, 2 for 2 on the season. Your winner here tonight, Sam Maxwell, going to finish runner-up. Alan Young in 3rd. Jeremy Banning in 15, having a good run. Going to finish in 4th. Alex Geese, another good run. Going to finish in 5th. You got the 0-1 of Jared Morgard, going to come home in 6th. 7th goes to Jonathan Holstein, who needed this run, as well as the truck behind him in Jim Foose in 8th. Edward Bray with a solid run tonight, another top 10 to put on his belt on the season. And Robbie Baskins rounding out the top 10 with a good run from him. Mitch Brown rebounds from a lot of early race controversy to finish in the 11th position. Andy Diablo going to be our last truck on the lead lap in 12th. And you got Pete Baskins 1 lap down in 13th. Michael Atkins Jr. 14th. Tim Knott 15th. 16th went to Jason Stewart. And then 2 laps down, you got John Kennedy in 17th, 18th, Jake Douglas, and Scott Holler having a pretty decent day for himself. He's normally, in the back, and he's going to grab a top 20. Brad Cross is going to finish in that 20th position. Josh Siddon going to finish 21st, 22nd. Trevor Brownlee, Zach Calloway in the 23rd position. Tom Giannini, unfortunately, getting caught up in a wreck. Going to come home in 24th. Michael Chobrock in 25th. Dominic Lee, the catalyst for the big wreck coming to the green flag. Going to finish in 26th, 27th. Chris Titus, Devin Sarah, blown motor under the caution in 28th, 29th. Austin Fauch, Lee Staples, 30th. And the caboose is going to be Travis McQuiston in 31st.
Well, that was an eventful race. And we're going to go ahead and get immediately to our driver interviews here as the 24 of Alan Young going to bring it home in third. Hey, Alan, you got us?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, walk us through the race you had. I mean, that was extremely exciting. You started back in the 18th position. It had to seem like it was a decent-sized mountain to climb here. As you made it all the way up to the third position, what was going through your mind there throughout the race?
Well, coming into this race, I was just thinking I just need to finish, stay on course, and just do what I can do because I'm not a road course guy, never have. And I've been getting better, but I've just kind of put it in my mind that I just need to finish, and somehow I got lucky and got third.
Hey, well, that's exactly what you needed, man. As you came in the second position in points, and it looks like you will hold that position. And we can't say for sure, but I mean, putting on that type of show, especially with the bubble drivers having not so well nights, I mean, I think it's pretty safe to say you're going to be locked in for this last race in 2 weeks. And what's going through your mind when you think about Chicagoland and what's going to happen there?
I'm excited to know I'm pretty much locked in. We'll see how it looks after the points are done, but going to Chicago, I love that place. I got my first career win on iRacing servers there in the truck, so I'm excited to be going there, and I can't wait.
Well, we wish you the best of luck, and again, a fantastic race, and congratulations on your third place finish.
Thanks.
Again, that was the 24 of Alan Young finishing in third after making a nice pass there towards the end on the 15 of Jeremy Manning. We're going to pull in our second place driver next. Make sure his mic works here.
Yeah, we definitely need to make sure that we let it be known that Alan Young didn't get a chance to thank his sponsors. He's got champion on a truck for the team of LA Simsport. So good job to that 24 on finishing third.
Yeah, big shout out to him and everyone that's helped him move up into that second place in points, and he'll easily move on as we're going to pull up the guy first in points right in front of him.
Of course, for sure.
And that is the 98 of Sam Maxwell. Hey, Sam, you got us?
Sure do.
Fantastic, man. That race was so eventful for you. It seemed for the most part you were going up and down around the 10th position, trying to just stay in the top 10 there. What was going on throughout the race for you?
Early on, I was overdriving a bit and too much mirror driving, and got myself in a little bit of trouble. But the guys in front of me all just started making mistakes, and I kind of inherited the lead. So, I'll take it.
Yeah, that's one way to put it. It's very well done. And then what about that pit strategy? I mean, you pitted as on the lap the caution was going to come out. You knew that, came into the pits. I mean, that caution came out, and you came out of the pits in fourth. It was an extremely great strategy on your part.
Yeah, I knew I didn't want to have to pit under the yellow because there were going to be guys who pitted early, so I would end up behind them. So it was better to just jump in that boat, get the pit stop done on the green, and have the caution fly just as I was coming out. It worked out better that way.
And I have to ask you, towards the end of that race, we saw what happened there. It seemed you came in a little too hot into that corner, and that is when the 57 was able to pass you. Did you have any expectations trying to get back up to him? We saw you had closed the gap about 0.8 of a second. It seemed. It looked like you were trying to come on late.
Yeah, I was doing too much mirror driving with him behind me. He was, it was too close for comfort, and I wasn't paying attention to in front of me and overdrove the car. So once he got in front of me, all that worry went away, and I was able to gain the ground back up. So, but not enough.
Yeah, really unfortunate. But either way, you got yourself a second place finish. And as we noted before the race began, you were locked into the chase. There was no doubt about that. You'll be able to move on with peace of mind going on to Chicagoland. And it looks to me like you were going to be sitting pretty for that chase. You got yourself your one win that you needed. Well, you didn't really need. You were doing a great job throughout the season, but you got that one win you wanted. And as we go into the chase, it looks like you might be having the momentum on your side.
Yeah, I at this point going forward until the chase is here, nothing but wins matter. It's just push it hard and go for the win, and everything else is just secondary at this point.
I hear. Well, again, congratulations on your second place finish. Is there anyone you want to thank or give a shout out to?
Yeah, I just want to say hi to the wife and the rest of the family who are probably at home watching now. So, hey, everybody.
All right. Big shout out to them. Hope they enjoyed that race. It was extremely exciting to watch from our vantage point. Again, congratulations on your second place finish. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Thank you very much. See you then.
Again, that was the 98 of Sam Maxwell. Having a great finish there. Not what he wanted, but definitely a great run on his part. And we're going to pull in our race winner here, and that is the 57 of Nicholas Cohan. Hey, Nick, you got us?
Yeah, I got you.
Man, I have to tell you that is exciting to watch when you put down speeds like that. I mean, the pace you were putting was killing everyone. It seemed even if that caution didn't come out, you were going to be able to catch our leader. I mean, it was insane the amount of pace you were putting down there to pass these guys. I mean, it seemed. I mean, in the blink of an eye, you had gotten up to 17th, I think, on the second lap. It was really an incredible run early on.
Yeah, it was it was quite eventful. Like I said, we kept a good pace. I think I used to drive these trucks constantly. When I first got out racing, I raced stay fixed races probably 8 times a night, and just got really used to these trucks. And I've been, I ran the truck series here in ASRS for a couple years, and just really familiar with them. And normally I'm not good at road courses, especially this place, but I've practiced a lot of road coursing, lot of road course racing in the off season because other leagues I run in have a lot of road courses. So that was always where I would fall back. So I needed to practice that, and it's paid off not just there but here obviously, and it helped with staying consistent. One of the biggest things at road courses is just going slower to be faster, and we just stuck to that strategy even though we had to start in the back.
Yeah, I hear you. Well, it worked out for you. Worked out well for you. And then towards the midpoint of the race, you came in before that caution came out. Were able to get your 4 tires, get some fuel, and make it back onto the racetrack. And it seems after that, you were in the 4th position. What was going through your mind there as you were on the outside lane behind that 18, and then really all hell broke loose?
Yeah, that was unfortunate. My teammate Mike got caught up in that one with 18. Looked like a little bit of net code there on the start. These starts are hard because the whole field's starting in the middle of the corner, so it's kind of weird, and that kind of happens here. So all I saw was a big blob of cars spinning out behind me in my mirror. I thought there was going to be a caution, but after watching it, I guess it was really only a couple cars that spun out. But yeah, we just put ourselves in good position. That was my plan all along, was to try and pit early, because I think that was the only way you could win this race, is by pitting before the caution there. And just kept the tires on it, and just was real smooth, and just even in the first part of the race there, just avoiding mistakes and just being smooth. It seemed like everybody else was like overdriving a little bit more than they should have, and it made it easier for me to get by them, because I would just hug the bottom all the way around. And this track is hard, is a really hard track, and it's very easy to overdrive. So not putting them down at all. It's a really tough track.
Yeah, I hear you. And you made that pass on the 98 of Sam Maxwell. We talked to him right before you and he mentioned he was doing a lot of mirror driving, looking out back. Said you were a little too close for comfort for him, and that's really when he overshot that corner, and you easily kept it under you and was able to make that pass very cleanly. And from there on, you were pretty much gone. I mean, you had secured that spot, and you just weren't giving it up.
Yeah, Sam was really smooth and he was hitting his marks really good. And I knew if I got close enough, maybe he could make some mistakes. So that's what I tried to do because I couldn't get a run anywhere to really get by him. My best spot on the track was after the long straightaway, those couple S's before the finish line. And that's great and all, but you can't really pass there. So everywhere else, we were pretty equal. So it was really hard for me to get by him. So I was kind of just hoping for him to make a mistake there, and that's what we kind of set him up to do. And I got real close to him there that lap, and it worked out on my end. And hats off to Sam though; he ran a smooth race there, and once I got by him, he was right there with me. And it's a lot easier to run second and chase down the leader than it is to be the leader and hit your marks and focus on what you're supposed to do instead of looking in the mirror. So he did a real good job and made it exciting there at the end. That was fun.
Yeah, well, it was exciting to watch. I can tell you that much. We were waiting. It seemed like you said you were kind of biding your time. We weren't quite sure if you were saving tires or just going and waiting for a mistake. It wasn't quite obvious from our point, but it just seemed like it was exciting to watch, and you were able to luckily make it past that caution. After that competition caution, that major wreck there, you're able to make it up to second, and from then on, it was pretty much your race, as you said, after waiting for Sam to kind of make a mistake there, and you bided your time perfectly well as you were able to get by him. And we're gonna move on to Chicagoland next. Are you gonna go move on with us?
I'm not sure what my schedule's looking like. I was free tonight, so hopefully, because I really, really love Chicago. That's one of my favorite tracks. So, um, and I like driving the trucks. You can throw them around here and there, and they'll stick most of the time. So I hope to be back next week. I always look forward to Chicago. So
I'll tell you what, man, you've been batting 1,000. You've run 2 races, won both. So if that's any way to tell how successful you're going to be in the future, I mean that's a perfect example. Really well done. And did you have anyone you wanted to thank or give a shout out to?
yeah, I want to thank Jim Foose for letting me run here with you guys. It's a lot of fun, and for you guys doing the booth. And special shout out to Mike, my teammate that got taken out there. He helped me spot there at the end, give me lap times and all that. And of course, all my teammates, Loud Pedal Motorsports and CJ Automotive, and of course Toyota for putting the power down here.
I hear you. Well, again, congratulations on this win here tonight, and we look forward to seeing you for the rest of the season.
All right, thanks, Katie.
Appreciate it. And again, that was the 57 of Nicholas Kohan. His teammate he was referring to, if anyone was curious, was the 72 of Michael Krobach. So the 72 unfortunately caught up in that competition caution wreck as soon as they went green. But his teammate, the 57, Nicholas Kohan, able to bring it on home tonight, get his second win and his second attempt this season. Really has done a fantastic job in that truck, and really our closing statements, not much to say. Is really not much to say. It's an incredible race here tonight, eventful. I mean, twists and turns really from the beginning of that caution. I mean, it was incredible to watch. We had so many drivers that we really thought were going to have great nights, just did not end the way they wanted it to. And Wes, unfortunately, I will not be able to make it back in 2 weeks, but tell these guys what they can expect.
You can expect a lot of guys landing on the line for the last race of the regular season at the Chicagoland, at Chicagoland. We're going to be running the Sam Maxwell Customs 113, 75 laps there. It's going to be a fun one to watch. Chicagoland's one of the best tracks on the services. I love it myself. But, yeah, it was a race tonight. That's about it. So for Katie Reed, Tony Knuckles on the ones and twos, and myself, we are OCTV, and we are out. Thanks for watching.